Guys, I'm Cheyenne, this is CheyenneKnew, and welcome to another episode of the Variety Half Hour. Our special guest today is Drew, local comedian, and what's going on, Drew?
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. This is a great show. I've watched every episode, front and back, and a little bit of the middle too, and I'm happy to be here.
You have props? Is this a stunt?
This is the only prop. But I actually also brought like all the wires and stuff and a second mic so we could use them for real if you wanted to.
Listen, maybe I'm getting more southern as I live
I
in
feel
North
that
Carolina.
too. I used to work in South Carolina and everyone around me sounded like good old Billy Bob from down the street, and it was seeping into my vernacular and I hated it. So much self-loathing going on those days.
Sorry guys. So Drew brought me an amazing gift, and it is colorful microphones.
I was planning on bringing them back with me, but we can color them.
The gift of presents.
Okay.
And I didn't think you were gonna get it. How fucking entitled would that be? So you gave me this present for being on my show. Back to the introduction, before we get back to what we were talking about, this is Drew. He's a comedian.
Not really.
And mystery actor. And
what is that? Mystery actor?
Mystery actor.
Are you talking about how like when I was in college I used to perform at murder mystery shows just to like make a little money?
Yes.
Sure, yeah, that's who I am.
If you get paid to travel, you're an actor. I lived in Florida and then I moved to North Carolina in like sophomore year of high school. And I was like, why do y'all talk so goddamn slow?
I don't know what it is. I guess it's like you don't want to overheat because it gets so goddamn hot. It's kind of, but it's unbearable sometimes.
I don't know. It's like, but now I kind of have it because I watch some of my old videos and I'm like, girl, get to the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Side note, when Drew looks over there, it's because his loving girlfriend and my loving cat are over there.
Yeah, she's playing with the cat. There's a lot of movement, so my ADHD ass just kind of, sorry about that.
Anyway, that's enough small talk. We're going to move on to the first topic. Drew, if you will give me the honors, please.
Of dipping into the topic bowl?
Yes, they can't see it though.
There's a bowl here, and there's topics in it. There's definitely not just one topic that I was just handed that I'm pulling out right now. I promise. Love confessions. Okay. We're talking about just like seeing them on the street. They're just like walking down the street and you seeing someone profess their love to someone, or what's the framework of
We're
this?
talking all forms of love confessions.
All forms of love confessions.
Prom proposals to engagements.
Okay.
To Japanese letter confessions.
Okay. To the boombox outside of the person's two-story apartment.
Yeah. To Cardi B taking back Offset on stage.
Wait, that's a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
He interrupted her performance to say, Cardi, get back with me. And there's a cake.
I can't believe I haven't heard of this.
It was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I forget old news. Old news, dead news to me.
Okay. Like, what kind of love confessions do you see like in life?
In life?
Mm-hmm.
Not that much. I'm not just like hanging out at restaurants, especially not nowadays, and having people just like propose left and right.
Okay.
I don't have that many experiences, I don't think.
Me either. So that's why I was kind of like low-key hoping that you had that you had seen one of those cinematic experiences, because I've never seen anyone declare love for each other ever. I'm starting
to think that the first time or second time I ever went to Disney World as a young kid, I might have saw a proposal, but I don't remember it. Like, I could just be making it up right now in my head, so.
We do rewrite our memories every time we travel back to them.
That's true. I have no faith in any of my memories.
So, Drew, you've been in a relationship in a while. I feel like you're the perfect guy to ask.
Okay.
How long do you plan an engagement? Like, you've been dating for a while.
From the time that you propose to the time the wedding is?
No, like how long do you plan to propose for?
I don't know.
Hypothetically.
I'd imagine it's gonna be a while. It's great that she's right here.
hypothetically, from inception to giving the ring,
it all depends. I mean, I guess if you're a rich dude, you could just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna draw $5K, buy a ring, let's do this. But I mean, someone in like my financial position will probably be like a 6-month thing. Like, okay, it's time to do this, time to save some money, time to get the ring, time to plan it. So yeah, probably it's gonna be like a 6-month thing.
Okay.
From when I'm ready to date someone for 3 years, finally get married, and then find out that they like, I don't know, brush their teeth with whiskey or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to marry someone and then
Shouts
find out they don't brush their teeth in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm uncomfortable if I find out the person I'm dating only like takes a shower if they're about to go out. Because it's like, I'm right here.
You're describing me right now.
Oh God.
If anything, I only brush my teeth in the morning. I'm bad at brushing them at night.
I just started brushing my teeth at night 3 days ago because
Really?
I want whiter teeth.
My gums have been a problem, so I've been trying to step up my game. So I feel like now I'm brushing 2 times a day. But yeah, for the longest time, I just wouldn't brush my teeth at night. So I probably like just had a nice little treat. I want to savor the goodness in my mouth and go to sleep.
Yeah, because it's like if I can anticipate the time between my last meal and going to sleep like a normal person, then yeah, I'd probably have been brushing my teeth at night all this time.
Right.
But
That's
I
a
didn't.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a
No,
lot.
like I don't eat my last meal knowing it's my last meal.
Exactly. I mean, there's just a period from 10 p.m. to when you go to bed where you're just like shoving shit down your throat. That's just an evening.
What was our topic again?
The fetishization of Asian women, right?
No. Love confessions.
Love confessions. That's another L. It's just
Okay. So I received maybe one like confession in my entire life.
Really?
Yes, only one. Of someone I wasn't actively dating. So like from like
someone
a
you
random-
wasn't courting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like in high school.
That's a lot less sad.
Yeah.
Only one person in my entire life has ever told me they liked me.
No, like unprompted.
I gotcha.
And we were in high school, and he was basically like, it was really weird because he tried to give me $10 for like the cafeteria line, and he was like, "Here's $10. You can get whatever you want because I just want to show you that like I care for the people I care for." And I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm not taking your money." I was like, "What the fuck?" He just did this in front of all my friends at the cafeteria table. I'm like, "Why? I already have my lunch. Like, I'm not taking your money."
Last summer was a big moment in my life because I was officially surpassed the amount of girls that have just unsolicited like said they were attracted to me was officially surpassed by the amount of men who said they were attracted to me. So I thought it was a great moment. It's sort of a milestone.
I can't.
But they're both in the single digits. It's not impressive. It's not like it's just happening all the
I
time.
think that's impressive because women are way
it's-
more selective than men.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like if I had that amount of women who preferred me over men,
It's less than 5.
any amount of women that prefer me over men is like a win,
True.
a massive win. Because it's like the amount of guys who have showed interest in me to the amount of girls that have shown interest in me. We're getting into our next segment, and that's
Doing it. We're getting into it. Getting all up in the next segments. You know how it be.
welcome back. We didn't go anywhere, but now it's time for Did You Hear?
Did you hear who Trump pardoned?
Was it one of his lawyers?
No, not this time. He did I can't say.
Was it Michael Jackson's doctor?
Did he? I think he might have at one point. I think I heard about that. That might not be.
Okay,
But
I don't know. My next
today-
guess was O.J. Simpson.
Today or a week ago. When is this coming out?
Sunday.
So, last Tuesday, Trump pardoned a little known person, little known activist. You might have heard of her, Susan B. Anthony, which is great. It's time she be free.
Is this
it's time she be
the
Susan.
third?
It's time she be Susan Free Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony the third?
No, this is the one. The lady that...
The dead one?
Yeah, the lady that did the things.
What did he...
So she was in jail for violating a rule that at the time forbidded women from voting. I don't know how long she served. I didn't really look into the story. I just heard it. It came flying by. I didn't have time to
I mean, Susan B. Anthony was, a main activist for women's suffrage back in like the 19th century.
Mm-hmm. She was a writer. She was a journalist. She was an activist. All around great person, I'd say. She was gay.
Wait, so what did he pardon her for?
He pardoned her for the time that she was in jail for voting.
Oh.
Yeah, which is...
In death?
In death. She's been dead for over 50 years now.
So this man is doing everything he can for a goddamn vote.
I don't know what's sadder, using Susan B. Anthony, like one of America's like genuine heroes, as like a cynical, like electoral pawn, or the thousands of, maybe hundreds of thousands of racist, dumbass white women who are gonna like point to it like, this is why I vote for that horrible person.
Like Trump is for women.
Trump is for women. Did you hear about the time that he pardoned that dead lady? Or about that time, brought a gay flag on stage. He's pretty much the most tolerant president we've ever had.
The worldwide tide towards fascism is so terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's also a little entertaining.
On to topic number 2.
Wait, you picked the topic now?
Absolutely.
Hold up.
Why would you pick twice in a row?
Because I'm the guy.
I want to know if you really want to do this topic. Should Black people or people of color receive reparations?
Interesting subject. I don't think I'm the person that everyone's dying to hear their take on.
Well,
let's talk about it.
That, but you're like a representative of like majority population is white.
True.
So
I don't think I share the same beliefs on this as the majority of white people. But
well, I don't think so. It's like, 60% of America's white, and then 43% of them voted for Trump. Mm. So it's like, you're in both majorities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about reparations?
I think that it's a good idea. I think it might be more complicated than just sending a blank check to anyone that can prove that they're a descendant of a slave. I don't know what the answer is. I just know that I'm supportive of moving towards that answer. If a politician with enough like prestige that could actually become a thing, like offered a reparations that was that blank check to people, I'd be all for it.
One, I actually already made a video about reparations. If you want to hear more about that, go check it out. And then
right here. Right here.
It's not.
You can't do that? You don't have that capability?
I don't want to. No, I have to find it and then like put a placement, and YouTube's annoying.
Oh, it's not there. Sorry.
I'm gonna cut it out. But okay, so for the longest time, I was like, Black people absolutely deserve reparations from the United States.
Right.
And then I was like, but Native Americans kind of get it first.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of people. So what about the Japanese? We put them in internment camps.
But they got their reparations already.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was like, they kind of jumped the line.
Right. You build your country on fucking screwing over everybody. You're gonna have a lot of people wanting some justice.
Because like you hear about the Trail of Tears for like maybe 0.8 seconds before they move on to World War II. Or like
I grew up thinking Andrew Jackson was a badass. He beat a dude with a cane. He had a bullet in his heart the entire time he was president.
Like he had a native son and he adopted a kid.
He like fought in a battle that was like totally meaningless because he didn't know the war was over. But he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going in."
But really,
cool guy. But nah. Not at all.
He was just as awful as everybody else.
I think he might have been like on the top tier of worst presidents, the more I learn about them, honestly.
Ranking presidents, I feel like he's more mid-tier.
Really?
I don't think he's the worst, because then I think
I don't
about
think he's
how
the worst. Yeah.
George Washington was like, yeah, release all my feet. George Washington literally
Release
wrote
my
in
feet.
he wrote in his will, he was like, release all my slaves after my wife dies. And then there's that rumor that he had like wooden dentures, and it was like, actually, he just took the teeth of slaves.
Really?
Yes.
I did not hear about that.
His teeth implants were taken from.
Why did people think it was wooden then, if they were actual teeth?
They thought it was a cute little story. That's what America does. They're like, oh, that sounds bad. Let's turn it into a jam.
I mean, yeah, history is written by the victor, as they say.
But after Native Americans get reparations, of course Black people should also get reparations. Sure. Now, in true 3D 20,000 year galaxy eyes.
Oh, hang on, let me put this on.
Muslim and Latinx people will also probably want reparations for the treatment of being in America. Like, I feel like this is gonna go, the list is gonna keep piling up.
Right.
So using your political science knowledge, do you think reparations would be achieved more easily by the courts, by like going through judges and the court system, or through legislative, going through Congress and having them like propose a bill?
I mean, off the top of my head, I would think legislative. I don't know. It's very interesting. I think, honestly, these days, I think the most likely way it's going to happen would be an executive order. Because, I mean, obviously you can't do it with an executive order right now. I just see that the way the executive order is happening,
if we told Trump,
the way we keep eroding, like,
if we told Trump that he could get the Black vote through an executive order of reparations.
No, but that's the thing is Donald Trump, there's a lot of things he wants to do with an executive order, but like, he doesn't have the power to now. But,
I bet he would still do it.
Yeah, he would just sign it.
Yeah. Like literally, he would say, I am the best president for Black people, and they're not letting me do it.
If I was a strategist, I'd be like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll like set it up so like the end date for like when like it just all falls apart if it doesn't happen is like the day after the election.
No, they're gonna have the craziest criteria. Like include the birth certificates of the slave and the slave owner.
We'll do reparations, but you have to have been a slave.
Yeah, like you must include a piece of cotton in your application. I was just like, what?
We'll do reparations, but you have to become a slave for the rest of your life.
Like, okay, this is a slight tangent and then we can move on.
Okay.
But one thing that really pissed me off was that once I realized, okay, so slavery ended, right?
I mean, like, American slavery as an institution ended.
So they declared that slavery was over.
Stuck places they don't want to be, but...
Yeah, and then they just pretty much were like, hey, you guys were enslaved. We didn't teach you how to read or write, or you don't have shoes, but you're free now. So it's like, where were they supposed to go? I think about that all the time where I'm like, so Black people were freed and then they weren't given anything. They weren't taught how to do anything.
Yeah, a lot of them ended up right back at the same plantations that they were enslaved at.
And so then we have like, it went back to basically servitude, but it's just like thinking back, I was like, y'all really had us fucked up. Like, fuck! Really, because Juneteenth is about Texas finding out that they were free.
Yeah.
Like 5 years later.
Years later.
They were still being,
It's not like every single racist white person was just like, oh, drats, we lost this one.
Yeah, it's not like they were going out into the fields like, all right, y'all can go.
Y'all can go.
See you later.
We got tree bags for you on the way out.
So because Drew is a known comedian for standing on stage.
Not a known comedian at all. I actually gave up because no one wanted to know.
I decided to challenge him to a one-liner competition.
Right, so I came in here with like thinking I was gonna have to roll with like 20 one-liners. We're just gonna one-liner each other to death until one of us doesn't have one.
Absolutely not.
No. You want to explain the thought of setting it up so you'd be like, absolutely not. Here's the way we're actually gonna play.
Oh. I just assumed everyone knew. All right, so me and Drew's gonna go first because he's the professional. Drew's gonna say his one-liner, then I'm gonna say my one-liner. And you guys are gonna vote on who had the best joke.
I'm a Cancer. That's not my zodiac sign though. That's just what my parents called me my whole life.
But after about 6 months of dating someone, I really turned into Randy Jackson. It's a no from me, dog. Rock, paper, scissors for the final topic.
Oh shit. 2 out of 3?
Nope. One's it.
Let's go.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
God! Darn it.
Come on, bowling. So the last topic is a childhood habit you can't get rid of.
Oh God.
Anything come to mind,
That's
Drew?
just like my whole life. It's just like all the shit that I can't shake that I started doing young. I don't know. There's so many of them.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding. The one that's coming to my head, because my family loves to make fun of me for it, they do it thinking like, oh, this was a thing that he did in high school. They don't realize that I still very much still do it. Raw pasta. Eat that shit.
Crunchy?
Yeah, I love the crunch.
You can't say
like a
raw
nice little
pasta.
No, raw.
Because it makes me think that it's like the dough.
Oh, it's a dough?
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been.
And I'm like, instead of cookie dough, you're eating spaghetti dough?
No, I like the crunchy, like the pre-made pasta that has not been boiled in water yet.
Okay.
Not like the long sticks.
Yeah.
So here's what, sometimes I'll go with the elbows, just like pop a couple of those in my mouth, good to go. Or the ramen. Sometimes I'll just open a ramen pack, eat that shit like a sandwich.
See, okay, so as someone who's grown up
I'm normal.
in what the kids call the projects, that was fairly normal of a snack.
Really?
Everyone was eating ramen packets.
But like, just raw?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They ate them like crackers.
Yeah, okay, good. That makes me feel normal. Because my mom would make fun of me for it, and then she'd make a coleslaw with raw ramen on top. I'm like, what the hell, Ma? Ma, what you doing with the coleslaw, Ma?
What the fuck? I guess one of the habits that I've had as a kid that my mom like always got mad about was that I'm like low-key always ungrateful. Like if I get something or someone says something in a certain way that I'm like not expecting, I'm just like, could you say it this way though? Like someone was like, oh my gosh, Cheyenne, I think you're so cool. And I was like, could you use another adjective?
Cool just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not cool. Maybe you were thinking quirky. Maybe you're thinking funny. Maybe you're thinking awkward, but in a nice way.
Let's find the best word to describe me nicely.
I'm always a little too critical. And at some point, my mom was literally like, what do I have to do to make you love me? And I was 13 and I was like, yeah.
I guess another thing, a little more serious than just like eating ramen would be, I grew up in a very big family. So whenever I got a little too heated or like things were, escalating, I would just escape to my room, just like cool off, just like be by myself for a little bit, relax. And when you're a family with like 8 people, that doesn't matter at all because you'll just disappear and whoever you're fighting with will just start fighting with someone else and the cycle will continue. But when you're living with one other person, your significant other, and you get angry and you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go away and hide. Like it doesn't fix shit. It doesn't make anything better. But that's just what my brain tells me to do. So that's another childhood habit I picked up that's tough for me to get rid of.
Well, like your family really like molds your conflict resolution skills.
Oh yeah, and I had a lot of conflict to train with growing up.
Yeah, because as a kid, I was kind of like taught like what I say is what goes and don't talk back. Mm-hmm. And so like growing up, it was a bit harder to be like well, wait, that's not fair for me because like no one cared what's fair for you when you're a fucking child.
Well, I don't know. How would you spell it? Like a
Drew, would you like to promote
cut
any of your?
Cut off.
Drew, stop it. Would you? Drew, would you like to promote any of your social media?
I am not active on anything, but I will. I'll tell you what. The day before this video comes out, I'll just tweet some random shit on my Twitter @DrewPlease, so people will be like, "Oh, this guy's back." Maybe I'll like pay attention to him. And the next day, boom! Shameless promotion of Cheyenne's Variety Hour, half hour.
The Variety Half Hour. All right, and that's all we've got for this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the episode, like and subscribe. Don't forget to vote on who had the best one-liner, and follow Drew on Twitter. You can also follow me on Twitter, but I don't advise it.
Why would you not advise it?
I tweet a lot about Big Brother, about what annoys me. I subtweet. I'm all about Twitter.
You know you got a good thing going on Twitter when you advise people not to follow you.
See ya! Bye! Thanks! We're weirdly dark. Like,
oh god, look, what color is your shirt?
White! So I was like, do I have armpit cancer?
I've had that before. I don't know.
When I say you could be your hormone shut, it could be what's it called? A hormone imbalance. Because I used to happen to me a lot. Like
Pulse.
A pulse. So that like for the thumbnail. I